Hey y'all, I'm Angela Barrett, and this is Talking South Carolina. Now y'all take a load off and listen, because no matter if you just moved here, thinking about moving here, been here your whole life, or you just plain nosy, bless your heart, I'll have something for you. Like, who's living in High Cotton? Who's madder than a wet hen? Places to go if you got a hankering for fried chicken, and where you can go to get drunk as Cooter Brown. We'll talk pig pickings, cow tipping, tillions, hay rides, who's buttering whose biscuits, what's a case quarter, and lots of other stuff. So stay a while. Y'all, it's gotta be a hoot.
This episode of the Talking South Carolina podcast has been brought to you in part by HomeMattersSC.com, professional real estate services and marketing in the Midlands of South Carolina for people who want more. And now she's a realtor by day and a podcaster by night. Here's your host of the Talking South Carolina podcast, Angela Barrett.
Hey guys, and thanks for being with me today. Today I have the Heart of Colu Chorus, and they are an all-women four-part harmony a cappella chorus. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
And my first question is, tell me what a four-part harmony a cappella chorus is.
Sure. So we sing 4 parts, all women, or women identifying, in the treble clef. So it's like higher voices. It's 4 parts, no accompaniment. So the music that we make is just with the sounds of our voices. We do sing some modern a cappella, which is rhythmic. We don't have a beatboxer, but we're open to it. But mostly we sing in the barbershop style.
Oh, cool. All right. So we have Jamie, Claire, and Jackie, and Jacqueline, and Pat. Thank y'all so much for being here today.
The privilege.
So tell me what the Heart of Colu chorus is. What do? You sing, I know, but.
I would say it's a group of women that come together doing something they love every Thursday night, supporting each other in life, learning. You know, all of us came in at different singing abilities, and so we all learn and grow together, and then we get to take that joy that we have on Thursday nights out into the community and perform.
It's often said people come for the music, but they stay for the friendship. And I think it speaks to the fact that there are women who have been in choruses outside of South Carolina. And when they come to Heart of Colu chorus, they find a home and a welcoming that they frequently will tell us they have not found anywhere else, despite how wonderful those other choruses might be.
Huh. Well, I did see, again, on your Facebook page where y'all do a lot of photos, and it looks like y'all have a blast when you are together. I will say that.
You do. We sure do.
Now, the Heart of Colu chorus is part of another organization. So tell me how this all works.
So Heart of Colu is a chapter of Sweet Adelines International.
Okay.
It's an international singing organization. There are choruses in Sweden and England and Australia and all across the U.S. and Canada. And so we're broken into regions, and every spring, each region participates in a competition, and the winner of that regional competition then goes to the international competition, which happens in the fall. And there's choruses. There are also quartets, so there are just 4 people that get together and sing their music. So there's a competition for that as well. And we have had in the past and currently have several quartets that represent our chorus. And more than just Sweet Adelines as a competition organization, that is one of the pillars of the organization, but not everybody gets to walk across that international stage. But what every Sweet Adeline gets to experience is education. Education through performance, education through rehearsal. We have actually this upcoming weekend, I'm teaching at a Sweet Adelines regional event for education. So we get together with people from the 5 neighboring states, and we learn about singing and we learn about music. And so we get to grow not just as singers, but as musicians with our community and those outside of our community.
So tell me, Sweet Adelines it started a really long time ago. So tell me, let's start there and then we'll move forward to some of the things that you talked about there. So Sweet Adelines started, really long, and I don't remember the date.
I was going to say, I don't have the date off the top of my head.
A long time ago.
Yes. And so it started many, many years ago. It started actually as a quartet organization. There was a men's organization before that. And so women are like, what women do, right? We can do that and we can do it better. And so it was born. And so Heart of Columbia is a member of that, but our chapter is only 15 years old. We'll celebrate our 15th anniversary this year.
Great.
But as far as, Sweet Adelines, that started as a quartet and then it grew into choruses because not everybody is confident enough to sing by themselves on their own part with 4 other people. So it grew into choruses and then it grew beyond that.
So now when you say you're teaching, are you teaching people how to sing or how to sing in y'all's group?
That's a good question. So I'm the director of the chorus of Heart of Columbia, and I am also on the international faculty for Sweet Adelines, which means that I'm one of the 50 teachers worldwide that they've identified as their highlighted educators. And so I teach everything from how hearing loss impacts riser singers to how your voice works and how it's healthy. I'm also a speech pathologist that specializes in voice disorders. So I teach what is healthy and what's not and how to sing in a healthy and safe way. We have other educators. It's not my expertise, but we have other expertise that teaches how to sing in the barbershop style, teaches music theory, teaches how to read music, teaches chord structures. We also, we like to dance. So we also have people who teach about movement in music and we're not talking about ballet or, but think movement like pitch perfect, but multi-generational. And so how do we infuse that joy in our singing? And you can see it in our whole body, in our whole performance. And so we have people that teach that too.
Oh, well, that's cool.
And there's also education on the leadership side. So I am the team coordinator for Region 14 with administrative leadership. So we will...
Oh, I need a chart. Here. There was a lot of parts and pieces. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we'll help, train choruses. Not everybody is comfortable with, Facebook marketing or website or any of that. And so we'll have items to change, look at that. We'll train people on the financial side. And, as someone that has been doing this for a while, I find that those experiences help me be a better leader, not just within my chorus life, but also have helped me at work and in other nonprofit organizations.
Yeah, I saw where you guys were big on education. So, education, obviously, to make the chorus and quartets and all of that better, but it sounds as if maybe some personalized education as well.
What I would like to build on top of what Jamie, Claire, and Jackie have said is that anyone can come into the organization without knowing how to read music. You don't have to have played an instrument when you were young. You don't have to have sung a solo part in your high school. If you can sing, my joke is, if you can sing Happy Birthday and keep your pitch, you can be a Sweet Adeline. I came into the organization and with the guidance and leadership that I was given, I've developed my ear a little better. I know better about notes going up and down. And through the skills that we have in our leadership, we have devices now, so I can listen on my phone. I can listen on a CD. I have my paper that I can make thousands and thousands of notes. All of those help build me as a better singer when I'm standing on a riser beside Jacqueline singing her tenor part, that I still stay on my lead part.
Huh. And so you said your lead.
And then lead just means melody.
Yes. And tenor?
Baritone. Director. I sing bits of everything so that I can demonstrate it, but I do sing with a chorus in Atlanta, and with them I sing the lead part. And in a quartet I've sung baritone.
Okay. And so lead, you said, is the melody.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Tenor is the high part, the high harmony. Baritone is the counter melody. And then there's a fourth part, the bass part, which is kind of the foundation of the chord. Well, often the tenor and the bass will hold the key.
Gotcha. And so getting back to the education part, again, maybe because you said something about financials, or you guys are a nonprofit, right?
We are.
And so, but the financial would be, I guess, in general, sort of a personal educational end, or
It's more education on how to manage that, right? It's not like every chorus is blessed with an accountant, right? So how to teach people, how to use QuickBooks, or what are the things that are in the community to help you. So one example for our chorus, we have a grant from the South Carolina Arts Commission. And so by able to have that grant, we can reduce the costs to members. We have experiences. Later, I guess the beginning of October, we're going to bring in a guest artist. And so finding resources like that just allow us to be able to give a well-rounded experience.
Now, where do you guys, I know you play out the Gala, is it the Gala of Trees, or the Festival of Trees, which is a gala. So I know that, but where are some of the other places that you guys are at?
Maybe we can, what's your favorite performance you've done with Heart of Columbia?
Well, it's not fair to say Reads Across America at Fort Jackson. But I will say it is such a thrill to sing the national anthem at USC's basketball game or at the Fireflies game. And I'll stop there and let the others share. But to put our music out there for everyone to hear and to sing our national anthem.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't have a favorite. I just love doing it.
Yeah.
Challenges me like I have butterflies in my stomach before every performance. The only time I don't have them is rehearsal. But when you say performance, and when I go out there and I give it everything and the audience reacts, every performance is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite performance is where we get to be out in the community. So where we get to, share it at Fort Jackson or at a baseball game. And, a lot of our friends and families, it's that, crazy hobby we do, right? Yeah. And so it's always fun to be able to that thing that we do every week, just to share it with others.
I think for me, I'm naturally competitive, so I really enjoy competition.
Sure.
But beyond that, we've had some really cool opportunities. We used to sing at the State House for Constitution Day. So we sang to high schoolers and we sang all patriotic music. And that was cool to be able to sing songs of our country in the place where they make the laws. That was a really cool experience for us. I like the Festival of Trees Gala. But yeah, I think I'm with Jackie. Anytime I get out there and I get to share our craft and share our love for it, it just lets us show a different part of who we are.
We sang at Saluda Shoals. Remember that? It was so great because in the open air, our music is going out across, the sound waves, and people are walking, and the looks of surprise and delight on their face to hear our harmony just ringing out. That gives me chills just to remember.
Kind of like when we sang at the state fair too. Stages at the state fair, and people would walk by and we were singing and they're like giving us this look. It was great. It was really fun.
It sounds like fun. If you can sing.
Now this isn't one of my soapboxes, okay? Everybody has that story of I was singing in church or I was singing in the radio and somebody looked at me and was like, ugh, stop doing that. It's hurtful. Singing is such a part of your spirit and it's so natural to us as humans, right? If you could speak, you can sing. And if you can max pitch, I'm telling you, if you can max pitch, we can teach you the rest. And I think that's the thing that keeps most people away is self-consciousness. But as you mentioned, we have so much fun and we have this community of supportive, wonderful, kind, caring people. Why should a singing, like a self-consciousness for singing, keep you away from it?
Right. I don't disagree. I think that, because again, when I started this, I was like, I don't know about this. But again, I'll talk the fan off the wall. So it's worked out. But, it's all intimidating. Anything you try for the first time is intimidating. And I think you just have to give it your best shot. And so what if you fail? I mean,
That's right.
You did it.
Try. And you learned in the try.
But in Heart of Columbia, you never fail because everyone's there to pick each other up and to say, well, next time this, or how about try this, tweak this. And so that's what the support is about, where you come in as a singer and where you grow as a singer.
Yeah. And so let's talk about how many there are you guys in the chorus when you meet for practice? I mean, if you had everybody.
About 25.
Okay. Because y'all are a pretty close-knit group.
We are very close-knit.
Yeah. It shows. So you guys support each other, obviously in singing, but outside of that as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And so tell me a little bit about that. I mean,
I think it speaks to our chorus. Next week, several of us are going to be at this fall school. A lady reached out, and her mom wasn't even in our chorus. She was a Sweet Adeline, and her memorial service is next weekend. And 8 of our ladies are going to sing. A lady they've never met, that because there's this common tie, that they're giving up time on their Saturday to be there. I think it just speaks volume.
absolutely.
Who we are.
And I personally was excited about it being, an all women group. There's not a lot of that. You'll find a lot of all men groups or, mixed groups, but you don't find a lot of all women. I know I have had on for All Things Lexington the Thea group, which is the run group, and they're all, and they have a big camaraderie together. But, after that, you're like, so when I think it was you that reached out, I was like, yes, we're.
There's a safety in that. There's a comfort in that.
Yes.
And we get silly and we joke during rehearsal. We joke about things that only women are going to joke about.
Or understand.
Exactly. And so I think that there's a comfort and a safety in being able to come to a group of people who have a similar understanding to you.
Yeah.
But the other things that we do outside of chorus are things like when somebody's in the hospital and they get home, bringing them food. Somebody has something go on, picking them up, giving them transportation. So it's a 24/7. You can call on anybody in the Heart of Columbia chorus and they will respond.
Yeah, that's great. That is great. So tell me a little bit more about the competitions. I know you said you like to compete. Has everybody in here been in competition?
Yeah. And it's a ball.
So how far you can go all the way internationally. How far have you guys or someone in your group, how far they've gotten?
You liked it so much. I do. Okay. Well, so before I go there, I would like to say that Jacqueline and I both are members of Heart of Columbia that have competed in other Sweet Adeline's choruses. So Jacqueline found us.
I was a member of a chorus in New York, which is my home, and I was retiring. And I knew that wherever I moved was going to be a Sweet Adeline chorus. So the only places I was considering moving to had a Sweet Adeline chorus. And it was amid the pandemic. I couldn't travel anywhere. I couldn't look at anything. And this is my mother's home state. So here I am in Lexington because the Heart of Columbia rehearses in Lexington. And I thought my original chorus was wonderful. I didn't know what to expect because I didn't even know how to talk. Right? And
You mean you didn't know how to say y'all?
I didn't know how to say y'all. So I came down there and I said y'all, and it was understood. I got comfortable, right? And they embraced me. They let me keep coming back.
Are you kidding me? Can you keep coming?
So it just encourages me to give my all.
Yeah, good. Well, we're glad you're back in Lexington.
So I also compete with a chorus that sings in Atlanta because, like I said, we're an international group. But so Heart of Columbia, we go to our regional competition every year. And we have, in the last, 8 years, we've increased over 100 points in our overall score. I probably am the only one that actually knows that fact because I get testing. But it does result in some pretty jewelry. Oh, let's get answer on the jewelry. So Heart of Columbia has been the most improved chorus in our region for three consecutive times that it's been awarded. There was a pandemic in between, obviously.
Sure.
So we had lots of time for improvement. But we've been the most improved chorus, which means that our score from the previous year to the score of this year is more than any other chorus that competes in our region. So we like to compete against ourselves. We can't hit a moving target. Everybody else is also working as hard as they can. But if we can beat what we did last year and grow as individuals and as a group, that's what we want. And this year that also resulted in a third place division medal for us, which was very exciting.
Nice.
And then, like I said, I sing with the Atlanta chorus, which is third in the world right now. So I was able to be on stage with them when they competed and came in third in the entire world. So that was a pretty cool experience as well.
That was impressive.
That rubbing jewelry. That's
A lot of jewelry. Yeah, those are nice. Those are really, really nice. So what do you guys have coming up? What's the next big event? I know you have something going on at the Craft Draft in Irmo, but beyond that.
So in October, we'll have coaching, and we love to learn. So we have a guest artist coming in from Austin, Texas, and he'll be with us for the weekend. And then a group of us is actually going to international competition. So that's in Louisville, Kentucky, and we like an excuse to travel. So we'll go watch the show. And then we will, Pilgrim Lutheran Church is doing a festival in December. And so we're going to do the a cappella music for that on December 6th. And then we will be at Wreaths Across America, which is always the third Saturday in December.
Right.
16th, I think it is.
And y'all, that is kind of a group that y'all partnered with. Y'all do that every year, and it's near and dear to the heart, is correct?
Yes,
Very much so.
So we work to sell wreaths. They're $17 a piece, and we'll sell those so that we can make sure there's a wreath on every grave, and then we provide the music that day.
Right. So tell us, for those who don't know what that program is, you said it was the Wreaths Across America, right? And so tell everybody what the group that y'all partnered with. Tell us what that group, what they do.
So it's an organization nationally that works to put wreaths on the graves of every tombstone at national cemeteries. So our veterans. So, and it's amazing. You know, we've been doing it for over a decade out at Fort Jackson, and Fort Jackson's a relatively new cemetery, but each year, I mean, thousands are buried there. So the need to keep getting more money for wreaths increases because we keep burying more of our soldiers.
Sure.
And what's special about us selling the wreaths is that the person who purchased a wreath or multiple wreaths can actually designate it in honor of someone and in remembrance of someone. And if they have a family member buried at Fort Jackson and they're able to attend, then they are allowed to actually place a wreath on that tombstone. And there are families who request to not have wreaths laid, and we honor that too. But I think what makes our performance there so incredible is to see the surviving veterans.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people and families that show up in recognition of the deceased that we are honoring through our performance and through laying of the wreaths.
That is, I mean, I'm sure that is a beautiful ceremony out there. I mean, just kind of makes your heart go.
And I'm always amazed because it's, you know, at the busiest time of the year.
Yeah.
And people find time.
In December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless of the weather. But I mean, until you've stood there singing "Let There Be Peace on Earth," looking out at all of those gravestones with our flag flying over it, it's a chilling and amazing experience to honor those that fight for us.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great What a great charity and our organization to be a part of. That's yeah, it's phenomenal. Now, how long have each of you been in the group? You said it was the group itself is 15 years old, right?
Probably about 12 years.
Okay.
I wanted to be a member sooner, but I had some other obligations that as soon as that was over with, I said to the then director, do you think I might be able to come? And she said, of course. The first night I showed up, I spent time in the bathroom. We won't tell you what happened there. But the warmth that I had from Laurie Bruce, one of our former members, is something that will stick with me always and kept me coming back every Thursday after a trip in the bathroom to sing. And I will sing as long as my voice and my director will allow.
I came amid the pandemic. I started rehearsing with Heart of Colu in 2020. So, am I
3 years.
Yeah.
How long were you with your other course before?
Well, with chorus, I was with since 2014, 7 years before I got here.
Yeah, I was gonna say this wasn't your first radio, though.
Hell yeah. I joined in 2014, so 9 years.
Oh, well. And I joined in the fall of 2009. So I guess we're looking at 14 years.
Yeah.
And I have been directing just over 8.
Wow. Okay.
Can I toot her horn? If it had not, no course can exist without a director. And not everyone can be a director despite their good intent and their musical knowledge. So Jamie Clare stepped up so that our course, after a national search, was not able to find someone. She stepped up and did what it took to be a certified director. She completed all her training, her videos, and her classwork faster than any, yes, faster than anyone else has ever done that in our region because of her passion for music and giving back to the community. And so we have her as our director because of that commitment she has.
Yay. Yeah, I had no doubt you would do it fast. You said that's right. Yeah, well, that's fantastic. You're right. It does take someone, no matter what you're doing, no matter what group it is, it takes someone to at least help guide. If you don't have to be the leader, but at least guide, or else everybody's just kind of floundering around. We do that in my family. My family calls me the general, and it's not because I'm mean. It's just because they'll just sit there and chit chat and carry on as I'm running around like a chicken with my head. So I just started going, you do this, you do this.
That is Jackie. Our chorus made it intact through a pandemic because of Jackie.
Yeah,
People are onto Zoom, and she was right there telling everybody how to do it through emails and texts.
and see, I was practicing through there and me.
We kept our rehearsals going. Jamie Clare was there telling us, sending out things for us. We knew how to be prepared on Thursdays. Then when we came back to poker, we are so fortunate they had an outdoor area. Jamie Clare and Jackie knew the CDC better than the CDC. We did face masks. We had forms we signed. We had plastic dots on the floor outside. Everything to ensure that when members felt comfortable, we could sing and keep up that love of music and that camaraderie while still respecting those who did not feel comfortable. Then, through technology, Jackie and Jamie Clare, we now record our sessions. So if anyone has to be away, they still can participate and be present when they can, but still be able to be part of the course. Now, we do have an attendance requirement, but again, it's that passion for music and the sisterhood that keeps Heart of Columbia going, and that's the heart of who we are.
Well, and not to take away from the music side of it, but I would imagine with a group as close as you guys, that's probably a lot of what keeps the group together. I mean, I know there's a passion for music, but when you have a group of women, especially that close, I mean, it helps tremendously, at least in my experience, to keep a group together and to feel more accountable for when you need to be there. You know, I know that you said you had attendance policy, and but that probably helps, is the closeness.
I mean, happy singers sing better. As we as a group grow closer, we also challenge one another. So if I'm on the risers and I hear that Pat really has this section and I'm struggling with it, I might pull Pat aside and be like, hey, will you sing this with me? Or, I see members after rehearsal and before rehearsal, and they're getting together and they're singing songs and they're duetting and they're doing things that I didn't ask them to do, but it makes all of us better.
Yeah.
And mostly because it's fun and it's a judgment-free zone. It's a safe zone for us to come and learn and grow and make mistakes and learn from those mistakes and become better.
So speaking of that, let's talk about, y'all have an open practice. In other words, people we come and watch, but people who are even thinking about singing can come, and you encourage that, right?
We do.
And so y'all meet on Thursday nights at the Pilgrim Church.
7 o'clock.
7.
Rehearsal is 7 to 9:30. I usually take us pretty close to 9:30. But afterwards, we have a group that likes to go and socialize. So they go to Applebee's afterwards. And so you get your singing in and then you get your socializing afterwards.
So for anybody listening who is thinking about singing, you need to come and meet this lovely group of women here and try it out. I promise I will not. I go watch. So if there's one thing that you could tell everybody about your group other than the closest, tell us what have I missed? Tell me what you think everybody needs to know about you guys or what you do. Obviously, talk about how they get in touch with you if they want y'all to come and perform, but anything else? Sometimes I miss the boat sometimes.
Great. What's the essence of Heart of Columbia?
Oh, I think it's the idea that music does bring joy to everyone, like Janie Claire said. And so the essence of Heart of Columbia is the joy of learning to sing a piece of music. When you get a first piece of music, and because I don't quite read music, and I have fear and terror in my heart and stomach. And then we break it apart, and through the guidance of Janie Claire, through the guidance of our sectional leader, like our speed section leader who just left, awesome woman. She's going to Richmond, lucky them. But we have another fantastic woman who will be helping us. So we see the birth of that piece of music that then we get to present, like when we go sing at Barbershop and Brews. And I think that's the essence of what Heart of Columbia is always that newness, that freshness, that learning. And you may come in feeling not prepared and you leave on a high, a legal high.
I feel like you have your life, your challenges, your daily challenges, or your leisure. You don't have any challenges, and you get up and you go to rehearsal, and 100% of the time, I'm feeling lighter when I leave rehearsal than when I enter. It's like,
Yeah.
Comparable to therapy.
Yeah.
And then besides that, I'm learning. I'm making friends. I'm singing out. Music is what I love in life. So then I'm enjoying that. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's, there's always something going on, and we do a lot of things for other people, but singing is something I do for me. And it's something, we share this, and we do a lot, but it's something I look forward to each week that fills my bucket.
Yeah. I think the essence of Heart of Columbia is that music is universal. It's not an age or a gender or ethnicity or any specific box that it puts you in, but music is universal. We have ladies that are in their 30s, we have ladies that are in their 80s, and we all share this special thing that makes us all the same. And I think that's what Heart of Columbia is for me, is that it's universal.
Yeah. I love it. All right. So if you had 5 minutes to tell the world one thing, what would it be? Let's start with you.
With me,
5 minutes. So the world, one thing.
5 minutes is a long time.
You have to use 5 minutes, but you're limited to 5.
I would say communication is really important to me. It's how I make my living. I would say find your voice and use it. Your voice is meaningful and it's yours. It's just yours and there's no one else like it. So find your voice and use it and then live your truth. Oh, like it.
I would say do something you love. You know, we go to work, we do all these things, but you have to get up every day and it's your life. And so find the thing you're passionate about and chase it because you're here for a limited amount of time and you have to have that joy.
I would say I would like everybody to know that sometimes people will say I don't sing or I can't sing, and especially children. I would encourage everybody to sing. Sing in the shower, sing in the car. Because even when rehearsal is over and I get home and I'm not in bed, when I wake up, there's a song here in my head. And I would encourage anybody, don't let anybody convince you that you can't sing. If they don't like your singing, when you're not around them, sing. I agree. Absolutely.
And I would say everyone has value and worth. And sometimes it's a challenge to find that in someone. But if you look, you will always find it. And then you have to turn that on yourself. And you have to find some value and worth in yourself and not let others limit you and cause you to say, no, I can't, I won't. If I had done that, I would not be a member of this chorus today. Sure. And it's the idea that when you treat others as you want to be treated, it comes back to you 1,000-fold, and it lets you then ripple that back out to others to make the world a better place. And if there's music involved, it's even better.
Right. I like it. Yeah, I think what you guys do, music speaks to everybody. It's a language, I think, of its own because everybody can relate somehow, whether it's the music they like or they don't like, it still speaks to them. So I think what y'all are doing is phenomenal. Keep doing it. And I'm excited. I want to go and see you, and I will come to practice as a audience member. I'll catch y'all there, and I look forward to it. Thank y'all for being here.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Talking South Carolina podcast. Why not check out our website at talkingsouthcarolina.com and follow us on social media. You can subscribe to the show on Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and on your favorite podcast apps. For information about being a sponsor on the show and on the website, contact us at area code 803-386-9885 or email us at angela@talkingsouthcarolina.com. This episode has been brought to you by the friendly folks at Giraffe Marketing. Find out more at giraffemarketingllc.com.
I'm gonna be the best version of me. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, roar